So in this video, that's right, you and I, baby, are gonna make snowflake UV resin pendants. Oh, they're so beautiful, so simple to make. I'm gonna teach you step by step how to do it, and we're gonna use nail stickers. That's right, use what you got, baby. What's going on, my fellow jewelers? Winter's coming, and I love all things winter. I really do. I love the snow, I love the decorations, and so I had to make snowflake stickers. Snowflake pendants, and I'm so excited to do it. It's really easy to make. By the end, you'll be a pro like that. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe my channel if you haven't already, but let's dive right in right now. Not many things you need to make it. So everything I'm using today, you can check out in the description below for the list and the links to get it yourself. So I want to first put my pendants. I'm making a couple. I am doing a craft fair coming up. And so I thought, hey, while I'm making stuff for craft fair, might as well show you too. So I'm gonna cut my resin tape and then I'm gonna fold it over because to put my finger, you need to put your finger somewhere and you don't want it sticking to the tape or you could mess up your whole project. It's not fun. Been there, done that. So I'm gonna put them down like so. This is the, easy part, simple part, just putting your pendants down, your bezels down. They don't need to be perfect. It's fine if they're crooked on the tape, but just make sure that you put your finger along the edge of all your pendants so that the resin doesn't go underneath. Resin is super liquidy before it cures, and so if it's not correctly sealed to the tape, the bezel is not sealed to the tape, then the resin can flow underneath. And it happens, it's normal. It's not that you're not professional or you've been doing this for the years. It happens to the best of us, okay? So make sure that your bezel is completely stuck to your tape. The next thing is you need gloves. You need gloves, you need a respirator. The only time I don't wear a respirator is when I am doing videos so you guys can hear me. Wear an apron or clothes you don't mind getting dirty, but protect yourself. Protect yourself. Resin is chemicals. You need to protect yourself. So the next thing I want to do is I want to make a blue background using alcohol ink. You can use mica powder, but mica powder is so sparkly and I don't want that much sparkle behind the snowflakes. So I'm going to make the blue with not the mica powder. I'm usually a mica powder fanatic, but when I don't want it sparkly, then I go to my alcohol ink. And we're not using a lot, so do not use like a drip or two. You can always add more, you can't take away. So then I'm just gonna stir. Now with UV resin, you can't color the resin so much that the light can't penetrate. It's gonna remain sticky. And so I am just going to make sure that I have a nice deep color, but not too deep where the UV resin cannot penetrate, the light of the UV resin lamp cannot penetrate through, okay? So we're just making sure it's all colored through like so, making sure that the color is completely mixed into that UV, and I'm making bubbles. I'm going to add it to each one of my, ooh, that's gonna be so pretty. I feel like the deeper the blue, the more that the snowflakes pop. Oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. For this, we don't need a super thin layer of the UV resin. Like some techniques, you need like a really thin layer because you're gonna be adding on top of it. In this case, you can go halfway with the resin up on your bezel, or you can go 3/4 of the way. It doesn't really matter, just it doesn't need to be super thin, okay? Okay. So we're going to make sure all the resin is around the whole bottom of it. It needs to be completely covered on the bottom. The bubbles like to hide around the edge, so kind of scoot them out. We will use a lighter in a minute to try to pop all the bubbles. And so we're just gonna go, oh, yep, they like to hide around the edge. And then the heart one is super thin, not a big deal. It doesn't matter if it's super thin or not, as long as it's covering the bottom of it. Yeah, oh my gosh, that color is so pretty. It looks so good. So then I'm going to use my handy dandy, just like lighter, regular lighter, and I'm going to pop the bubbles, all the bubbles that I can see. Sometimes they sneak up on the bottom where you can't see them on the back, but whatever, it doesn't matter. If you can't see it in the front, it doesn't really matter with this pendant. Oh, look at that color. Man, the snowflakes are gonna be so good. Now I'm going to cure. I'm gonna put my lamp over the top and I'm going to cure for 60 seconds and then I'm gonna flip it over. It's so important you flip it over and then put the light on the back of it because it will be sticky if you don't. Make sure you're curing the top and then flip it over in the back. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So it's cured. Again, I usually use a respirator the whole way through, but with filming I can't. Okay, so I did on the front and back. Oh, I'm loving this color. I'm loving this color. If it's not dark enough for you and you've already cured it, you can flip it over and do another layer of the dark blue resin on the back, okay? And then cure that. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's looking good. Okay, next, you're gonna need tweezers. You're gonna need really good tweezers, okay? Because these are so hard to place where you want them. And here's the deal. Some of these nail stickers, they're super delicate and they like to rip, but I have a solution for you. If they rip, just put it along the edge of your bezel and I'll show you. I'll probably get some rips, so I'll show you. So I'm going to take my first one and I'm going to take it off. What I do is I bend the paper and I gently try to get it off, right? Oh, it doesn't want to come off. So as I was able to get a little bit coming off, I'm going to grab, oh, it's already ripping. Come on now. Okay, good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tweezer and I'm going to do this one. I'm going to put the biggest, prettiest one in the middle. Yes, I like having, and you're just going to nicely press it down with your finger so there's no air bubbles, right? We don't want any air bubbles, or you can see it when you put the top coat on. So then I'm going to take another one. Come on, rip, baby, rip. Now I want them to rip because I want to show you. That's so bad. The time I don't want them to rip, they do. Let's pretend this ripped, okay? Because I kind of like this. Let's pretend this ripped because they do like to rip. They like to rip at the most unopportune time. So let's say that ripped. So I'm going to take my tweezer and I'm going to put it where I want it, just along the edge. You see that? I'm going to put it along the edge. Just like that. Ooh, isn't that so pretty? So now I'm gonna just place my stickers on all of the pendants and then we'll go to the next step, okay? So I'm gonna fast forward for you. Aren't those so pretty? I love them. Now, I will say a good tweezer will be your best friend. It's so hard to place them with your hand on there, but once you place them down with a tweezer, you can push them down and it's great, but you're gonna need a tweezer. And then while I was doing it, I had tons of rips, and that's okay. That is okay, because you can put them along the edge. So then the next step is we're gonna put a layer of clear, and before we cure it, we're gonna add super fine glitter, just a little bit, right? Just a little bit, to kind of give it a sparkle, that snowflake glistening and stuff. Also, when I made a mistake, I wasn't able to put it completely on the edge here, and you'll be able to see it better when you make a layer of clear. So when I make mistakes, I add an extra bit of glitter there because it kind of hides it. So there's so many things you can do when you make mistakes on this piece, and I love that. And now we're gonna do a layer of clear. Oh my goodness. I feel like when you put a clear layer on, it magnifies. So as I do the first layer, I'm gonna do a lot. You don't wanna do too much or overflow as you cure it, but then I'm gonna go and make sure that it's hitting every nook and every cranny on my bezel, so there's not a spot where the clear layer hasn't seeped in yet, and so it looks really good. And then of course I'm going to take my fire, I'm going to take my heat to pop the bubbles. Heat is a good way to pop your bubbles. This fine glitter gets everywhere. If you hate glitter, don't do this part. It gets everywhere, and so just put a little bit on. So I'm just going to try to get it on my hand, and then I'm going to sprinkle with my other hand. So I'm just going to do a little bit, just a little bit, just like that. And then I'm going to just like barely, because I'm where I made that mistake. So I'm just going to barely do this. And then where I made my mistake, I'm going to be extra. I'm going to put a little bit extra, but just a little bit. You don't want to do too much glitter because it will block the pretty picture behind it. It will block the snowflakes and stuff. So if you do too much glitter, you're going to take your tool and you're just going to move the glitter around so it's out of the way. So it gets out of the way of the snowflakes and stuff. So that's all. If you do too much glitter, and then if you need a little bit more glitter, you can push it to the side because I need it to hide my mistake over here. And then we're just going to cure it, and that's it. Isn't that fabulous? So I'm going to show you after I cure it. I'm going to take a couple minutes, 1 or 2, maybe 3 minutes to cure it completely, the layer on the top, and then we're going to show you the grand finale. I'm I'm so excited. I love how these turned out. Now I will tell you, I added another layer of blue on the back to make the white pop, to make the snowflakes pop even more. Oh my gosh, but I do love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. Tell me what you think. Comment, share, like. I want to hear from you. Are you going to make some? Are you going to do it? Send me pictures on my Facebook if you do. Desi Jewelry. Oh my gosh. But I have more videos. You can catch me on the next one. Go check out the other one. But I'll see you later. Bye.